Welcome back, everybody, to All About Shave Tips and Wisdom. Today's topic is the topic of change, and how we're going to address that is I'm going to show you, if you're like me, for example, you've already acquired the basic tools, but you're always looking to try and change and figure out if there's other products out there that are good for you as well. So I'm going to take you through and show you some other additional products that I've accumulated over a certain period of time in order to experiment and try new things, because I know that some of you are already ready for that. Before we go there, I wanted to talk about something that I missed in the previous video, and that's the topic of if statements. So in the way of excuses, which was the topic of the last video, one of the key components that I want you to pay attention to is if you find yourself making if statements, something like, if only my boss recognized my job, if only I had gotten that raise, if only my brother or my sister would also be on board to invest in this company, and so forth. If only, if this were to happen, then I would be able to achieve my goal. And those sorts of statements, be careful. Those are very key indicators, and more likely than not, they are an indication that you're currently making excuses. So I can't reiterate this enough. I find myself saying this in every single video. You have to ditch the old method and just embrace the new method. And I'm fully aware that this is a change that you're driving yourself. It's not a change that has been imposed on you or come to you as a surprise. However, if you were not to have the old multi-blade tools, and you were only stuck with these new tools, double-edged safety razor, shave soap, shave brush, then you would have to quickly adapt, utilize the tools, get your shave in the morning, and make way for your entire day and week. What I continue to hear from some of my pupils is that they've embraced it. However, they keep the old tools and they're not utilizing this new method every single shave. And some folks are telling me that they're only doing it on the weekends, and then it just comes down to a matter of time, and they think that they have a lot more time on the weekends to start to sharpen their skills and utilize this method. However, if you don't ditch the old ways, you're not going to fully embrace this new way, which takes me into a colleague of mine introduced me years ago to this short movie, or short book, if you want to call it, Who Moved the Cheese? And basically what you get out of that is that when change comes, you have to first of all always be aware of change and be looking out for change. That will prepare you for when it comes. And change is inevitable, so it's more likely to come sooner rather than later. So you have to keep your eye out for it, prepare for it, and also plan for it. And when change does come, the quicker you adapt, the quicker you bring the positive attitude towards it and embrace it, the faster you can start to enjoy that change. So in this book, cheese is any type of goal. It could be money, it could be a vacation, a car, it could be any sort of your goal. But if somebody moves that in the way of producing a change in your life or in your environment, the quicker you adapt, the quicker you bring a positive attitude, the faster you'll be able to start to embrace the change, modify your actions towards it, and continue towards your goal, and find that cheese, or find that goal, or find that end product or service that you're looking for to provide, or business that you're looking to open. Again, it's all about the attitude that you bring with any change that comes. So I find myself saying this over and over again: ditch the old way, embrace the new way. And I'll start to show you some of the various products that you can start to experiment with as well. You will have noticed that I'm sporting a little bit of a scruff today. You will have those days. Today is my weekend, and I only have a few fun things to do with my daughter, so tomorrow it'll become a little bit more important for me to get my shave on. But what I wanted to start to describe to you is some of the different types of brushes that are on the market, and things to pay attention to when you're purchasing your brush. And this one here is a little bit more of a stiffer bristle and a smaller bloom. This one is more in the middle in terms of the stiffness, and it's a medium-sized bloom. And this is called a silver tip, has a larger bloom and much softer bristles. Now, I haven't paid that much attention to the naming conventions in terms of the quality types, but all three of these are Badger hair brushes. There are also synthetic brushes that are on the more economical side. There's also boar hair brushes, and I've just become aware of some horsehair brushes as well. Now, when we're talking about the type of soaps that you would use with these different brushes, what I'm finding is the stiffer the bristle, maybe between this one and this one, the better it is for using with your solid type soaps. And the reason for that, I believe, is that because they're a bit stiffer, it makes it easier to load the soap onto the brush. Now, this one works phenomenal with the more malleable type soaps and the shave cream, and it also feels very nice on the face. Although I do appreciate the exfoliating factor of these two more stiffer brushes. I hope by now you would have been able to pick this one out, and without naming any names, that is a shave foam, and I used to travel with that one before I acquired all this gear. The reason I removed that one is because for me, when something comes out of a can that way with such a rich lather, I ask myself, okay, what type of chemicals may be inside there, and do I really want to be applying that to my face? Now, please do send me your comments and your experiences. I have not done my research in terms of the soap and the cream and the other ones that I use, in terms of how much more natural potentially these things are. But again, that's the reason why I've not mentioned a foam in the past videos, because I don't generally use the foams with the brushes and in this shave methodology. So please do stay tuned. This concludes this video, but there's another one to come next week, and obviously your comments are more than welcome below.